Alright, so this one is way overdue, this video. One of the biggest questions that I had overall was about changing the wiper inserts instead of the Rain-X wiper brand itself. And yes, it is a cheaper option to do just the insert. A little bit more work, but it's really not as difficult. Here I have the one for the driver's side, the one for the passenger side, and for the rear wiper itself. And I guess I could put the part numbers in the descriptions, but it's a pretty clean fix. If you have here, I have this is the one from the driver's side right here, but basically, if you can see, there's a little cap at the ends on both sides, this side and this side. The ones that you get, the part that you get will have just one cap. The other side does not have it. I'm just going to cut scenes so that you can see what that looks like after it's shipped. So here we have the driver's side one. This is it. And basically what you'll be doing is, I'm trying to get some light in there. Not sure if I can get it right. Okay, there we go, focus. All right, there's a little tab right there. You can see it. And that's what you would press on in order to take it out. And so it's easy if you can take a finger and just pull it this way like that, and then you're gonna pull that cap off. Okay, this is just a little step by step. So I pulled down on the tab and snapped this out. And so now I'm just gonna pull this part off. And as you can see, you can slide the whole thing out. And that's basically it. Then you're going to do the same thing in reverse. Now putting it in is a little tricky, only because you have to slide it in the rails. It takes a little bit of maneuvering to get it in there straight. It may help if you have some lubricant that's specifically for wiper blades, or if you have some Rain-X on there. I'm not specifically sure, but I would do that just to make sure you have it. And then once you put it in, this part is just going to click in there, and you'll have that tab. Move that out of the way. You'll see the tab on that side. It'll snap into place, and that's it for the wiper replacement. All right, I actually do have to make a correction here, because you can only take off one side, because if you look on here, this has this part on there where you cannot really take that off. It's locked in on there. So this is you really do have to do this one side only. So the one that has that little metal band that's crimped on there, right there, you have to take that side off. So you can't choose yourself. And then the other one, the new one, you can see it right there, crimped on there on both sides. So you have to use that side for it. But I'm going to start sliding it back in, since I only have one hand here, no tripod or anything. And so I'll start sliding in and show you what it's like. Okay, here we go. I'm starting the sliding process, and see how easy it goes in. And then once you get to the curve, I'm gonna have some, residue on your hands, because that's the oils that you actually do need on it. So don't be like me, try to do it with gloves so that you don't rub all that off, because you actually do need it on there in order for your windows to not streak or make a sound. But once you get to the end, let me get there now. Okay, here it is at the end. You see there's just a little bit left to go there. And on this side, here we are. And just continue to push it in till it clicks. Now that side's all good. And go over here and make sure this side's all good. Repeat the step for the other one. This part right here that goes onto the windshield itself, I did in the other video, but you know, if you don't want to be at the car to put these on, you can take them off. Alright, so here I am at the car. It is in service mode. You can see the wipers are up. You can check out my other video to see how to put it in service mode. But as I said before, this is a single unit basically, and all you have to do is there's a pin that goes inside there. I have it in my other hand. Now I'm going to try to drop in and line it up. And then once it's lined up, I can slide it back in. This is the new wiper insert. All right, so I got it all lined up. Now I'm just gonna take it, put this part in the tab that's gonna go in this hole right there. Push it down, slide it in. And then that's it for that one. Put it down. Very simple. All right, now I'm going to take off the passenger side one. Just going to lift this one up, push in the tab, and try to pull. Sorry, it's difficult to do it at the same time. I have to use two hands. All right, so I don't need to take this off. It's only because I had the Rain X1 on that one that I had to take this top part off. But you don't need to do it for this. So I'm going to come in here, look for which side is the crimped. Looks like this side is the crimped one on my wiper blade. So I'm going to take this side. Actually, neither of them crimped. You can see here. So in the Rain X ones, when I replaced it for the passenger side, what I noticed was that one side, yes, was about an inch shorter. So right here, when I put the new Rain X1 in, if I can cut the video to what my wife sent to me, she sent me a video of once I put the new Rain X1 on, it was hitting the edge over there. And so I had to cut about this amount on there. So this tells me that this part, when it's on, sorry, I have to cut this. But when it comes down, after it slides down, it doesn't hit the edge anymore because it's cut. So that's why it's cut. But actually it's on the wrong side. This is the side, it was hitting like this on the Rain X1, so I had to cut it. And so if you do use the Rain X1s, I would go with 1 inch less. So if it's I believe this is a 19 inch, then you go with 18 inch. But if it's a 20 inch, you go with 19, you know, whatever the measurement is for it. If you use the Rain X1, go with 1 inch less. All right, so I discovered something, and I'm not exactly sure why, but on the OEM one, this is the one that I took off on the passenger side, it was actually shorter. So I just inserted this new one on there, and for some reason the OEM one is that 1 inch shorter. I'm not exactly sure why. But when I line it up and take it all the way to the end, it's shorter. So I don't know why that is, but I'm just gonna go ahead and install it now. Just gonna slide it in on there. Boom. And then lower it slowly. And then the fronts are done. And I'm going to go around to the back. Okay, I'm around the back now, and see the other video on how I get it to stick. Basically, you turn the wiper on, then turn the car off in the middle of its going. But for this to come off, you pull it down, and you do need two hands actually for this. I'm going to try to do it with one hand. You pull it, and then you push this part like that, and that's how it comes off. And I have this here so I don't scratch my window. Alright, now to get the insert off. Alright, the best way that I have found to get the insert off is when you take it, just really bend it up as far as this first one can come out of this hole. And once it does, then you'll be able to pluck it out. Let me get my hand, pop it up. Then you pull the rest of it out. It's really tight, so hold on one sec. All right, now this is extremely important. So once you do get it out, I want you to take note of this steel band here, one on this side and one on the other side. There's a channel for it to go in where you can see right there. That's how it slides in and out and gives its rigidity. So you do need those steel bands, and you're going to put it into the new one. If I get the new one, I'll show you. Yep. It's going to go in the channels on the sides there. You can see it right here. And so remember to take those steel bands and you're going to put it on the new one. And I'm going to do so. Alright, so I've taken the steel bands out of the old and put it into the new. Yeah, that part is the difficult part of this whole thing. And sliding these back on is going to prove a challenge, but can get it done. And so I think the best thing to do is just slide it in one end all the way. Conversely, you can do two at a time on this side and then come back in two on that side. Let's see which one is the easiest. Alright, I think the easiest thing for me was to put in, starting from here, sliding that piece through this one first, second, third, and then bending it just like I did when I was taking it out, and then slide it in there last. So the same way you take it out, same way you put it in, seems to be the best thing. Excuse the junky garage. And then putting it back on. See if I can do this one-handed. Turn it up, put it in. Alright, so that's the complete driver's side, passenger side, and the rear insert wipers replacement. Thanks for watching. As a bonus, this is the old OEM insert, and so both sides are off, and only one side, as I said, has that crimp on it. I don't know if it can come in focus. There we go. So that's the crimp that's right there. So you can theoretically take off the whole thing on both sides, but you know, if they give you half of it already, you might as well use it. All right.